What a great way to wrap up the work week with a double hit of soccer this week on DCTV. Evan Massoud and Chad Amaral with you for the call on a fantastic final Friday of April. Holy cow, where has the school year gone? We're here live at the Quinn Elementary School. The Durfee Hilltoppers in town square off against your Dartmouth Indians, who had, Chad, quite a game Tuesday. I'm sorry I had to miss it. I had no voice. It's been a tough week. But great to be with the headset on, and man, did you see a thriller.
It was an incredible game. Dartmouth down 11-0 in the fifth. They actually were no hit until the sixth inning. They come out 6 runs in the bottom of the sixth, 6 runs in the top of the sixth to win it. Incredible. I mean, as we see here, they did it in every single way possible. Running the bases, big hits by Carberry, big hits by Olivia. Big hits. Sarah Cabral, the whole lineup was hitting for Dartmouth, and Paige Martin's here with a big hit. It was just talk about going from nothing to all of a sudden. Stang didn't know what was happening. It was a really impressive performance, and like one of the better softball games I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and it wasn't that way for five innings. It was one of the worst softball games I'd ever seen.
Well, it kind of would steal from some of the the annals of baseball when Sox and Yankees squared off in 2004, since we're 20 years removed from that championship. That game 1 at Yankee Stadium when Mike Messina had, a perfect game going through 5 or 6 innings.
Was it Carl Everett that broke it up?
No, that was at Fenway. That was years before.
Yeah.
But, when that happened and the Sox almost came back. And
as you see here, the home run by Olivia.
Walk-off, amazing.
Olivia Raposa, what a hit.
Yeah. There was no doubt about that. Like, I saw the replays. You knew it was gone right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shot. Incredible ending. All right, here we go. We got game action coming your way now.
We got a first pitch a couple minutes early here. Durfee at 1-5. Their one win coming in game 2 of their season, a non-conference game against Dennis Yarmouth. But then a couple close losses. Coach John Ferreira, the quintessential optimist, whenever you talk to him, he says, it's tough because you're putting things together. The roster's kind of small this year. They're dealing with injuries, and the numbers are just not quite where they've been historically. I mean, this is a school that had 2 state championships within the last 30 years, and we're not talking 80 years back. That's fairly recent. I mean, that's in our lifetime, and as Silva takes off, so Rachel Silva, the leadoff for Durfee, getting an infield single on the bunt and now stealing second base.
It's an aggressive way to start the game for Durfee, dropping the bunt.
Yep, I love it. And that brings up Julia Rumsey, the center fielder, Rachel being left. Rachel just got her state championship ring from the MIAA in the Massachusetts State Association for her swimming and diving performances last year, which is fantastic. So congrats to her. But Durfee.
Another bunt.
Look at that. And, that would have gone foul.
Oh.
It's safe. And here comes our first run of the day. Talk about manufacturing offense. The Hilltoppers on the board already, thanks to 2 bunts and a stolen base and a throwing error.
But I'll tell you what, Evan, that's a mental mistake because that ball was about to go foul.
100%.
So, I mean, if she lets that ball go foul, none of that stuff happens. So, I mean, that's one of those things the coach, that's a killer right there.
Yeah.
And that's what Dartmouth was doing the other day. That's how they got behind by so much, was making those mental mistakes. Because that's as much a mental mistake as it is a physical mistake, because she could have just watched it and the play's dead.
Exactly. It brings up Mia Jacob, the shortstop, taking off for second base and getting there safely is Julia Rumsey. So Durfee using the speed here on the top of the lineup. Only 2 on the bench. When I talk about thin in terms of numbers, that's where we're at. And part of the reason is Coach Ferrer's regular third baseman is out on injury rest of the season. And their projected starter coming into this year, Curran, those of you Durfee fans and those of you for Dartmouth who we see the games that we've done against Durfee, Curran was a great field hockey player. So she was involved in the rivalry between these 2 schools for field hockey and blew out her knee right at the end of the season. And right there, she says, well, there goes softball. I said, oh, God, who's going to pitch? Because the depth is low. That's just the reality of it. Pitching has been a annual problem for Durfee going.
It seems that way for a lot of teams. I mean, we saw Megan Aruda threw 137 pitches last game, or 140 pitches, and she's out there again today.
Yeah.
And we saw with Elena Chase on the Bishop Stang, she was there. She was their only pitcher for that game as well. So I mean,
crazy.
There's always a shortage of pitchers locally, and so when one of your pitchers go down, that has a huge impact on your team.
It's interesting, and I don't know if there's really is. We got our first strikeout of the day, foul tipped. Held on to by Martins. So first strikeout of the day for Aruda. And let's take a look at that Dartmouth defense here in the infield. You have Liv Raposa at third, Carberry at short, Pomfret at second, and Garcia at first. In the outfield, Lancaster, Cabral, and Julia Raposa left to right. That's Sky to left. Base hit, fair ball. And that'll get down. It'll hold Rumsey at third. Martin's doing the catching for Aruda as we take a look at the base hit.
Evan, that same hit happened like 8 times in the Stang game where it just pops up right over the third baseman, finds that cozy spot between left and third, and drops in. Aruda must have seen that play at least 10 times last game, so it's a little unlucky, but I mean, if you're Durfee, that probably was a chance to at least make it a play at the plate, at least early on if you're going aggressive.
I know, with the one out now, yeah, you could have, but Coach Ferreira playing a little conservative. That was Nia Boone, by the way, with the hit, and now the stolen base. She took second. So second and third for Katarina Rumsey, or Kat, as she goes by on the team, the left-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher. Takes a look at ball 3. 3-0 the count.
She's probably not swinging here.
I would hope not. That's ball 4. And the bases will be loaded here with one out. Caitlin Cucci, the batter
Dartmouth
for the Hilltoppers.
Bringing in the third baseman. Watch out for that bunt. Watch out for the keep the play at the plate.
Force out at any base. Strike called on the way outside the plate. That was close. Bouncer in the dirt.
Nice mix by Aruda. Aruda trying to get out of an early jam here.
Yeah, I mean, if you can limit this to 1 or 2 at most here, maybe get a ground ball here, get a force, and what you don't want is, a base hit here theoretically could score 2, and it keeps things going, and it's still only the one out. So really need an out here. That's going to do it, hopefully, for Dartmouth. The pop-up, shallow center, nice play. They'll fake taking off at third here. Rumsey holds up, and it's a pop to center as Cucci is out number 2.
Nice play by Sarah Cabral. Not much of an attempt. She was basically in the infield making the catch, so not really a chance to tag up there if you're Durfee.
Michaela Gonzalez, the second baseman.
Big out for Aruda.
Big time out. Strike 1 there for Aruda. Good get me over breaking ball. That one will just miss. Well, I'd say, limit to 1 or 2. If they can limit to 1, man, that's certainly a win here in the first when you consider how Durfee scored that first run.
Yeah, that's definitely a win. I mean, for Aruda to get out of a jam here, if she doesn't give up another run, that's a win.
The 1-1 is strike 2. Parisi on deck, the catcher for the Hilltoppers, hoping for a chance and hoping for Gonzalez to extend this inning here. Aruda, 1-2 pitch, fouled back to the fence. Yeah, Julia Rumsey at third, Nia Boone at second, Kat Rumsey at first. 2 down, a run in, bases loaded. 1-2 pitch again. It's strike 3 called.
Nice pitch.
Beautiful pitch.
She found the corner Great job getting out of that inning.
That's some big-time pitches there from Aruda. Durfee strands them loaded. They do get home a run. Could have been much more. So, as we said, for Dartmouth, we'll take it. That's a win for them as they get ready to bat in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that inning was looking like a potentially huge inning for Durfee. The way they were manufacturing runs, they had bases loaded, 1 out, and Dartmouth kind of works their way around it. So now you got the top of your order, and the Dartmouth bats haven't really been the problem. I mean, coming off a game where he scored 12 runs.
Seriously.
For Dartmouth, 3-4 on the season. Not really the start they were hoping for. A lot of seniors on the team.
Tons of seniors. The players, the names I recognize, like, holy cow, it's going to look very different next year for Coach Arguin.
It's a very, very talented group. I think Coach Arguin had big expectations. And it's not to say they still can't reach it, but it's just not the start that they hoped for.
Yeah.
Early on, their only wins are against Fairhaven and Stang. They beat Fairhaven twice and Bishop Stang in their last game. So they're hoping to start piling up these victories now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3-4. The Fairhaven win, of course, twice, sweeping them in some early season action. They're already done with Fairhaven.
Yeah.
But interestingly enough, this is, Durfee had a conference game already under their belt this week, but for Dartmouth, this is their first conference game. They haven't seen Durfee, New Bedford, Brockton, or BR yet. So a lot of pressure when, and you hope that a comeback victory like that where you really felt kind of dead in the water and then everything starts clicking. Those are the kinds of games that really can get a team going.
Absolutely, that's the game you want to. That's the game you want to build on. It was not only a comeback victory, 12-11, with 12 unanswered runs. It was a comeback victory against Bishop Stang.
Yeah, against a rival, your town rival, with 2 innings to work with, mind you, and a no-hitter pitched against you for basically
5 innings,
17 outs.
Yeah, it wasn't even
crazy.
Just a no-hitter. It was a perfect game. That was an incredible game. So Dartmouth hoping to build on that, keep those bats hot. Because they looked like a different team those last 2 innings. It seemed like nobody, up and down the lineup was hitting.
Cucci will miss on the first offering to Megan Aruda, her counterpart. Megan, the leadoff batter, and starting pitcher. Sarah Cabral up next at center. In center, Aubrey Carberry, the shortstop, batting third. Liv Raposa in the cleanup spot at third, followed by Hannah Garcia at first base. In left field, batting sixth, Abby Lancaster. Second baseman, Calissa Pomfret, bats seventh. In right, Julia Raposa. And batting ninth, the catcher, Paige Martins. And Cucci gets a strike called. Durfee's defense in the infield, Kat Rumsey at third, Jacob at short, Gonsalves at second, Boone at first. In the outfield, left to right, Silva, Julia Rumsey, and Fernandez. Parisi doing the catching for Cucci. Leadoff walk for Aruda, and the Indians are in business.
Good start for the Indians. Aruda patient at the plate. She wasn't chasing anything.
And she seemed resolved to not swing at all.
Yeah, which is a different approach than they had last game. Last game, I think they were like 20 pitches in, and it was the third inning.
Wow.
So Coach Arguin definitely telling them, choose your pitches. And she's out.
That's a great throw from Parisi, who got the out. The throw letter.
Aruda seemed to have a decent jump there, but that was a great throw. You can't ask for a much better throw. Not even the shortstop, not much movement with the tag there. The throw was basically there.
Strike call. So interesting. So Durfee gets on an infield single, a bunt single, quickly steals second. Aruda gets the free pass, caught stealing. Total opposite from how things transpired for Durfee versus Dartmouth here at the first out of the game and the leadoff batter. I think patience is, overrated with when it comes to hitting. A little dribble at a third. Rumsey, overhand throw to first. Great stretch, good pick by Boone on the other end.
Especially in softball where the pitchers throw so many pitches that, it's not like you're going to knock them out of the game. Megan Aruda threw 140 pitches last game.
That's incredible.
So it's basically, if the pitch is there, swing at it. It's It doesn't matter where it happens in the count.
Meanwhile, Durfee for baseball, particularly over the last few years, let's say like since COVID, so this kind of group of, 3 or 4 year players, they love jumping on the first pitch. And, I can't tell you how many times you see a game and it's like 3 pitches, 2 outs. Like, well, how do you build a rally on that? And it's not just Durfee, but, of course, I see Durfee more than anybody or in any team. So that's my gauge. And they don't work the pitch count.
Yeah.
And I get it, right? Everybody wants to be the hero and get the big hit. And so if it looks good, we're swinging because it might not get a pitch that good, later in the at-bat. But you just don't know. And it's like, go up there and take a couple pitches, especially after the pitching change. My dad always tells me, whenever we're watching even the pros, bring in a reliever. That bat's on your shoulders until he gets a called strike.
Yeah. Well, that's
Rope
ripped.
to left. In there for a 2-out single as Silva will play it. Carberry on base here with 2 down.
Nice rip by Carberry. Trying to get something going for the... Let's see it here. Carberry, patient approach, rips it to left field. Little bobble, but nothing.
Sounds good off the bat. Solid contact. Liv Raposa, the cleanup hitter, stepping in with 2 down. Snap throw to second as Carberry actually took second there after the base hit. That was not a double, but she took second. So a bit of a that went upstairs. Kind of catching Durfee sleeping a little bit there because that certainly was not a double. It was hit right at Silva in left field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just off the tip of the bat. And foul. 1-2 the count.
Liv Raposa was your hero in the Bishop Stang game with a home run to walk it off. That's one of those plays you don't forget.
No. I remember covering, I was talking to Coach Arguin about it. There was a Durfee game. I'm almost certain it was Durfee, or it could have been Stang. That was very possible. This is going back like maybe 7 or 8 years ago, 2016, 17. And I did a game here with Jimmy Wilkins, and it was one of those games where Dartmouth was down. They kept chipping away a bit, but I swear it was Durfee. Durfee, making things happen. They're still putting runs up, and Dartmouth, scored maybe 6 unanswered in like the last inning and a half, basically. And they walked off, and I think it was a walk-off home run, if I'm not mistaken. It was a wild game. It went to extra innings. Strike 3 called. Cucci gets the outside corner.
It's a good pitch.
Good pitch, and
not much you can complain about there. That found the outside corner.
So there you have it. Durfee gets out of the jam, able to hold Dartmouth scoreless, and they lead after 1 frame here on DCTV. Top 2 coming up. Top 2 here at the Quinn Elementary School As the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for Durfee, they sent 7 to bat in the first inning. Paisley Parisi, the catcher, had a nice caught stealing, good shoot down to second base to get Aruda, the leadoff batter for Dartmouth. She will step in here and bat for the first time.
Really nice day out here today, Evan. Not quite shorts weather, although some people wore shorts, but not recommended.
No. 56 degrees, a breeze blowing out to left center. I mean, at least it's sunny. Jam shot, little pop right to Carberry. Easy play, and that is out number 1.
Nice play. I mean, kind of a weak flare to shortstop. Carberry all over it.
The banter from the truck is always fun. Always fun. Next up, Skylar Fernandez.
We like sneaking in our subliminal jabs at them just to keep Dan on his toes, you know?
Yeah, well, you know, that's important. That's very important to do. So, foul to the right side off the fence. 1-1.
Coach Arguin taking cover.
Always enjoy talking with Coach. She's
she's awesome.
She likes to talk, very personable, and most of the coaches, and when I say, like I'd say 90% of the coaches I've dealt with, they're usually very good about talking. But Beth just loves to talk, which is, you know, it's always nice.
Some coaches, as you get closer to the game, you can tell they just don't want to talk. But she's not one of those.
Right, exactly. You know, it's, you know, football is tough for me back at at Durfee. I don't mean like tough in the sense that I get, you know, kind of blow me off. Never. But there's so much going on pregame, so I usually talk to one of the assistants who is a classmate of mine, and I usually talk to, you know, Coach Brown kind of during the week. You know, I don't usually get him. We know Coach Lassie for our girls volleyball program here. She is as intense as it gets.
By Aruda.
She knows, and I know, she likes to talk before warm-ups, and she makes time. But once warm-ups start, no. She's in the zone. And I respect that completely. You know, every coach is different. But, yes, great pitch from Aruda. Her third K of the day. And turn the lineup card over. Rachel Silva.
She bunted last time, not this time. Almost like a swinging.
that looked like an Ichiro hit there. That was fantastic. Dan know who Ichiro was?
Yeah, she is moving.
She's so fast. She's a great athlete.
She's utilizing her speed there. Mm-hmm. She almost basically had a running start at the pitch.
Yeah. Another infield single on base. Look for her to take off here. Soccer player, swimmer, and softball
She's
player.
Gone the first pitch.
She's gone. Not even close.
Yeah, look at she. I mean, she doesn't even need a great jump. She's so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, easy steal for her. Easy steal for her. I mean, most people. I mean, Aruda's fast to the plate, but it did not matter.
So in scoring position with 2 down here, speed on the bases, and Julia Rumsey on in the batter's box. Excuse me, reached on an error and also stole a base in the first inning.
That's skied to center.
Heading back is Cabral. Misdirected. She lost it, I think, in the sun. The wind kind of blew it, too. Durfee will have their second run. It's the second run of the day scored by Silva. And once again, speed thrilling here in the early goings.
I don't know if she doesn't see it, but she definitely gets a bad read on it. Kind of turns her around. She's going in one direction, and then all of a sudden she had to flip around, and it was too late.
Yeah, I started off the bat. There was a lot of spin, and that's where the breeze is blowing to left center. So I wonder if, you know, getting so high in the air, kind of over the embankment here, because this is kind of, you know, a stepped field here out on left and third base.
Yeah, it's definitely
not a tough play.
Definitely not an easy play.
So that brings up Mia Jacob, who struck out in her first at bat, 0 for 1 on the day. But Durfee with their second run in as many innings. 1-1 the count. Really got inside that. That was in the hands and still turned on it.
I felt like that ball was almost in the mitt before when she hit it.
I know.
Nice job.
Yeah, she got. I mean, got solid contact on it. gave it a rope. But
Yeah, she basically hit it off the handle.
1-2. Struck out again.
Aruda.
So Aruda gets out of it here with another strikeout of Jacob, her 4th strikeout of the game here through 2 innings. But a quick 2-out rally for Durfee gives them their 2nd run, a 2-0 Hilltoppers lead with the Indians coming up. We'll see 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order for Dartmouth.
So far, it's been all Durfee offense. I mean, 4 hits for them, 4 hits, 2 runs. Dartmouth with only 1 hit so far. Trying to get something going here with 5, 6, 7.
I mean, that's not a bad part of the lineup.
Oh, no. And as I said with the last game, the Dartmouth lineup hits top to bottom. I mean, Paige Martin's batting 9th for them today. She had a ton of big hits in the last game. She had, I believe, tied up the game with a 2-run double in the 7th. So, I mean, our Dartmouth has a solid lineup top to bottom, so there's really no easy point for Kudo. Evan, how are the new softball fields at Durfee this year?
Oh, they're awesome. They're really awesome. I mean, both the baseball, baseball stayed where it was. It was a rebuild, and I think the dimensions they're just a little more symmetrical than they were previously, and they also the backstop was very much like old Yankee Stadium, kind of like a V. There's that kind of corner of horror. They squared it off a bit. So actually, when we're like where we are broadcasting, we're a little closer now from right behind home plate, which is great. And softball now up on the hill. Dead center field has the clock tower, the old clock tower and bell tower that they moved from the entrance to the football stadium from the old before the new school was built, as Hannah Garcia 1 pitch, 1 out on the ground out to 3rd to bring up Abby Lancaster. So dead center when you're behind home plate at softball.
Chopper to 3rd, easy play for the 3rd baseman.
Clock tower is visible and coming up over the. It's tremendous. It's such a great shot. And the quality of everything. I talked to the coaches and I said, what's it like not having dirt? Because I've never played, so I can't say dirt is better than a full turf field, including a turf mound or a circle. But I said, how is it? Like, I just can't fathom not seeing dirt in an infield. And he says, it's unbelievable. The textures are different. You wouldn't even know. It's about having the right cleats. That's the key. Chopper and through the middle for a 1-out single as that gets by Jacob at short. Lancaster on base and takes second.
Nice job by her.
So once again, we see the speed.
Great hustle by Lancaster, taking what for the most part looked like a single up the middle and turning 2. She saw it
got by.
Great read. Sees it get by the center fielder and just full steam ahead to second base for the double. Now she's in scoring position for the Indians.
Calissa Pomfret, second base today, is in the batter's box for the first time.
Well, definitely a big change for you guys over at Durfee. I remember last year doing the baseball game with you, and the baseball team was kind of homeless at that. At that point, they were playing games
wherever they could.
Yeah.
I mean, we had, never mind. And then you guys, too, it was crazy that, that whole game was supposed to be at UMass. And then we went to Paul Walsh Field at New Bedford because
Durfee versus Dartmouth at Paul Walsh Field.
That was crazy. Crazy, yeah. But
there was a fire in right field in that game.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
On the opposite, the side street.
Yeah, behind the football stadium,
yeah.
the old grass football stadium. Oh, I forgot about that. It's great to have. This is everybody's at home on campus. All the varsity teams are at home for the first time since spring of 2018. How's that? So it's been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a minute. So it's a good thing and
worth the wait.
Now with lights at baseball and softball, we have some 6 o'clock games that will finish under the lights and under our. That's really cool.
Awesome.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Baseball at night, it's fantastic.
Check swing there to even it at 2-2. Yeah, softball's playing. I think it's Brockton. Durfee's playing on Wednesday. We have a 6 o'clock start. So a night game at the softball field. That's called for being too high. Well above the belt. So a full count now with Raposa on deck. That's Julia Raposa on deck, the number 8 hitter for the Indians. Cucci trying not to lose her. Gets the strikeout, but first base open, and the batter will reach. And
it looked like
or was it fouled? Oh, they called a foul tip.
And it was. It definitely was a foul tip. I mean, good idea by Pomfret. If the ump doesn't call it, you're safe. You get the strikeout and you're safe at first. But, yeah, she definitely tipped it.
Good on her, though. I mean, she took off. That's the right move. And that will miss. Ball 4. So 2 on.
2 on, 1 out.
Julia Raposa, the batter. Good chance for the Indians here with 2 on and 1 out. Definitely a situation if the ball's in play, out of the infield, look for a play at the plate. As Raposa takes strike 1. In the dirt there. 1-1. Nice to see the sun.
Parisi doing a great job blocking the. I mean, 'cause that's one that nearly got away from her. She did a great job blocking on the low pitch. Big pitch right here, 1-2 count.
Cucci takes something off and gets Raposa swinging. It's her second strikeout of the day, and it's a big one. 2 down, and Paige Martin's the number 9 batter coming up.
Paige, like I said earlier, one of the heroes from the last game. She had 5 RBI. 5 of the 12 runs were her RBIs last game. So
that's
really
fantastic.
Really impressive performance, especially from your 9 hitter. And she made a couple good big plays in the field as well.
Yeah, you got to love when you can get production at the bottom of the lineup like that. I mean,
oh, it's really disheartening for a pitcher. And I mean, because you get by them, now you're dealing with 1, 2, 3.
.20 pitch from Cucci, and that will miss. 3-0 with the leadoff batter on deck. Perfect opportunity for Martins to take a rip if it's there.
Yeah, she probably does not have the take sign right there, but
4-pitch walk after the strikeout, and it'll load the bases with 2 down here in the bottom of the second.
Ruda can help herself out right here. With
sure can. Worked the walk. Worked the walk in her first plate appearance, was caught stealing when she took off her second and erased from the bases, but can do some damage here and get back at least 1, if not 2 of the runs she gave up. And that pitch missed badly as well. Off the plate, low. It's the second walk of the inning there that Aruda had issued. That's going to bounce. That's going to be a run. Everybody up a base, and Dartmouth is on the board. Lancaster in from third on the wild pitch.
Look at this read by great camera work right there. Great read by Lancaster. Sees the ball get by the catcher, and she beats the throw. Nice job.
So Pomfret up to third. Martins to second with 1 run in.
That had been 6. That broke up a string of 6 straight balls there.
Good get-me-over strike. Maybe a little higher in the zone. We haven't seen too many called that high in the zone, but the same spot there.
I'll tell you, she has great movement on her pitches, though. You can see just by the reaction of the batters, they're thinking it's going one place, and it's moving.
Yeah, the breaking ball is tight. It's just, controlling it and making sure it finds the zone. 2 straight. That one up over the head and out of the crouch. There's Parisi. So now full count after 2 good breaking balls to even it up.
Runners are off on the pitch right here. 3-2 count.
Off the end of the bat, it will not go foul, and the throw to first is not in time. Dartmouth has tied this game up here with a 2-out rally. It's 2-2.
Great job by Aruda, just making some contact. Runners off on contact there. Easy run for Dartmouth to score, to tie up the game at 2.
And you know what? Rumsey did the right thing. In that instance, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Well, she didn't have a play at the plate, so I mean.
No, so let's hope that it goes. You could have charged it, but you probably weren't going to get her at first anyway.
That ball was staying fair, so I think she didn't really have much of a choice there.
So Sarah Cabral, the batter. Another one off the tip. Another tough play. Rumsey will not get it there in time. Coming home, a play at the plate, and she is out to end the inning. But Dartmouth with 3. And they have themselves their first lead of the day. Let's take a look at how this 3rd run came over.
I mean, aggressive base running by Dartmouth, but it wasn't necessarily the wrong idea. Because, I mean, it's a tough play at first. It's a tough so all of a sudden the first baseman has to transition the ball, turn their body, make the throw home. Tough play. Unfortunately for Dartmouth, Durfee did a great job with it. And sometimes, I mean, if you're Beth Arguin's going to be aggressive on the base pass, sometimes it burns you. But I think it was the right play.
I agree, and the 2 ground balls there to so weakly hit, basically swinging bunts, kind of what plagued Dartmouth in the first inning. So Indians giving it right back to Durfee. A 3-2 Dartmouth lead after 2. Stay with us. Top 3 here from the Quinn Elementary School. Live softball on this Friday, April 26th. Evan Massoud and Chad Amaral with you on DCTV. Indians with a newfound lead here. 3 2-out runs for Dartmouth to end that second frame. Durfee will have to play from behind for the first time this afternoon. 4-5-6, heart of the order for the Hilltoppers. Naya Boone, 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a stolen base. Another hard hit ball, but great play by Carberry. Read it right off the bat.
Yeah, Carberry had a great jump on that. Not the hardest hit ball, but still a challenging play for the shortstop. But she was on her toes. Easy play. She made it look easy, easier than it was.
Cap Rumsey, the batter, swinging at the first pitch, fouls it back and out of play. Reached base with a walk in the first inning. Was left at first base after that. Swinging through that one quickly, 0-2. Durfee coming out rather aggressively here with the bats now down a run.
Yeah, they've kind of changed their approach from early in the game. Early in the game, they were playing a lot of small ball, and now they're a lot of swinging early, especially early in counts.
Chopper foul in front of the Indians' dugout. Oh, 2 again from Aruda. Got on top of it, and Aruda makes the play on the line out. So 2 fairly hard-hit balls and don't even leave the infield.
Always a scary play for the pitcher, but that's why they wear that face mask. There's not a lot of space in between the batter and the pitcher, but nice play by Aruda, getting that glove out there and making the out.
Cucci up to bat here. 2 quick outs for Dartmouth. Good on Rumsey, though. I mean, that's a hard ball to, almost like tomahawking at that to get on top of that and put the barrel on the ball.
I mean, it's always a good thing when you hit it up the middle. That's what you're trying to do, is hit it up the middle. Unfortunately for her, Aruda made the play, but that was a good piece of hitting.
Well, last week, the school vacation week, I took a road trip to Cooperstown. Durfee and Case played an endowment game for baseball at Doubleday Field, and we ended up going to cover it, which was awesome. I had actually never been out to Cooperstown. I've always
Did you
wanted
get to go to the museum at all?
Yeah, the players went to the museum on Thursday when we drove. We left very early and drove, and we met the bus up there, and so we walked in with them, and we did some interviews and got footage inside the museum. Because we're not selling it, it's just it's an editorial. Strike 3 called, our first 1-2-3 inning of the day, and it was a really good shutdown inning from Aruda after getting a lead.
It's the first inning. Aruda's kind of stymied their bats, kept them quiet. So the momentum clearly has shifted from the Durfee bench to the Dartmouth side.
Yeah,
with 3 unanswered and their best innings so far defensively.
So Indians coming up looking to add some more, but. Yeah, so, in talking with the Hall of Fame and their media people, they said, if you're not selling it, you guys are nonprofit. Says, well, it's an editorial. You guys do whatever you want. We'll get you credentialed, and, just.
How far a drive is it to Cooperstown?
It was just about 4.5 hours.
Oh, it's not bad.
It wasn't terrible. Honestly, the majority of it is dealing with the Mass Pike and just getting through Massachusetts. But
it could take you 4.5 hours to get through Providence these days. So it's like that's not too bad.
Well, we did 100 more miles each way than it takes you to get to New York City, and that could take you 6 sometimes. So so it wasn't bad.
Were you following the speed limit, Evan?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Oh God, of course I was. No, we so. It was a nice trip. I had never been out there. I've always wanted to go out there. So, yeah, we got to go to the museum and that piece forthcoming.
How's the town?
Quaint little village. I mean, it's cool. It reminded me a lot of, for any of you who ski, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Bethel, Maine, up near Sunday River.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Okay, because you come across, you're going through all the mountain roads and kind of, a lot of, dips and hills and valleys and whatnot, and then all of a sudden you're in town.
Yeah. No.
And then all of a sudden you're not in town. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. But it was, it's clearly, it's nothing but baseball. Everything seemed around baseball. It was very cool.
Who won the game?
Case won the game 3-2, I think was the final. It was a close game, good game. It was an exhibition. It doesn't count, unfortunately. You go all that way, but the game doesn't count.
Maybe not officially, but I'm sure that game, for sentimental reasons, carries a lot of weight.
Of course. Well, they were supposed to play varsity at 10 a.m. the next day, and then JV at 1. We had 2 3-hour slots, or 1:30. And from all the rain, they couldn't play at 10. They had to scratch that game. So what we did was an exhibition, basically a 9-inning game, or as many as we could get in 3 innings, in 3 hours. Varsity started and played 5 innings, and then JV came in and played the final 4.
Oh,
so we
awesome.
literally saw every player on both rosters, which was really cool.
Very cool.
As Carberry leads off the 3rd with another free pass, and Cucci dealing with some carryover control issues that she had in the 2nd inning. Didn't really have those issues in the 1st, but did in the 2nd. It came back to bite Durfee, and starting off this inning with another free pass that brings up Liv Raposa.
Yeah, lucky for her, it's not really a deep backstop, so kind of limits the runner, even on some of those pass balls, unless it's depending on how it bounces off the fence. Because when you're bouncing a ball off a metal fence, it can go different directions. But
so yeah, but it was fun going to Cooperstown. Good experience.
Yeah, I got to get out there.
Have you been before?
I've never been.
No kidding. Yeah, it really wasn't that bad of a drive, honestly. And I mean, like this time of year, it's not like in season. It's still considered off season for them. So it's not, the town was not overly popular.
Sure, yeah, but I'm sure
all.
it's still kind of busy because, I mean, they do have a lot of tournaments over there. They're always, I mean, they make the most out of it. And, I mean,
yeah.
Where they are, you can only play baseball outside so much of the year.
Yeah. This being early in that period, grounded a short, chance for 2, step on the
Nice
bag for
play.
1, throw to first, not in time, ball gets away, and heading to second base is Raposa.
Seemed like a tailor-made double play right there where she had an opportunity to step on the bag, make the throw to first. The throw a little low. I mean, she adjusted. Nice base running there by Carberry. Nice slide into second. Kind of just rattled her just enough to get that throw to first a little off.
And that throw to first, I'm convinced, would have gotten her sent to left center. That's going to carry towards the fence. Silva chasing after it. Coming home. Raposa scores on the RBI double from Garcia.
Garcia here with an absolute bomb to left, just off the fence. She missed that home run by like a foot. Big hit by her, opens up the game 4-2 Dartmouth. Great piece of hitting by Garcia. So I coach a 9U Little League team. You know what they always say every time a coach comes to the mound or the team huddles, huddle means trouble.
Yeah.
And it does.
Yeah.
You see that huddle. It usually doesn't happen in good moments. It's usually not when we're congratulating each other on an inning going really well and giving high fives. If that huddle's there, it's usually a bad sign.
No, you're right. Because when do you see mound visits or circle visits in baseball, softball? Only when there's a problem.
Yeah.
And to go off that same token, when in our basketball coverage in Fall River this year, talked about it a lot. Coach Jeff Caron, of course, you guys know Jeff from his years here in Dartmouth. The number of times he called timeout after something good happened, after a 3, if they're chipping away or what.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Capitalize and talk about the good stuff. Sort of first. Nice play there by, they go back to third with it. I would have just ate it. There was, that's kind of a dangerous play there with the 2 outs, but good play. I believe that was Rumsey who made that play at third.
It's a great play, but like you said, throwing it back across the diamond there, probably not the best idea. I mean, Hannah Garcia was basically on third base.
Yeah, you didn't need to do that.
I mean, your opportunity to get that out probably a lot lower. And Hannah Garcia coming home.
Here she comes, and she will score. Another wild pitch, so 2 runs have scored for Dartmouth thanks to wild pitches.
Hannah Garcia with the jump, goes right behind the back of Pomfret. Easy score, easy run for Dartmouth.
So again, control issues. Allowing some runs and some base runners. As Durfee down by 3, 5-2. Pomfret now with 2 down and nobody on. On top of it, that is a foul ball by inches. That landed on the line and took a left turn around the bag.
Yep, that was Very close. Rumsey with a good eye. She was all over it.
Foul tipped.
Took a little off that pitch right there. You could tell Pomfret was way out ahead of it.
And that's where Cucci has had success today, when she can mix the speeds. If she's around the dish, it's worked for her. Another one there, a little bit ahead of it. Nice scoop by Jacob. Throws on the run for the out. That's a tough play on a hot shot from
Honestly,
Pomfret.
Maybe she read the scouting report, but she was literally in the perfect spot.
She was breaking.
Yeah, she makes a hard play look easy. Really nice play. Beat her by a half step.
The base paths are so short in softball that you have to field and get rid of the ball so fast. That's a great play. 3 in the books from the Quinn Elementary School. 5-2 Dartmouth. Middle inning here in Dartmouth. Hilltoppers coming to the plate, bottom third of the lineup. Gonzalez will lead it off. She went down looking to end the first inning. 0 for 1 on the day. Takes strike 1 looking to start the fourth. We're just talking here in between off the air that, you know, a lot of the players not wearing any eyewear or visors. And it's a good observation, Chad, because the sun is bright. I mean, and it's coming down now at an angle because it's going to start to set, and these fielders, every one of them, are looking right into the sun. Can't be very easy without some assistance.
and you see a lot of them with their hand trying to block the sun out.
Right.
But there's this thing called the visor. Like the visor, like, I think would help. Like I'm just.
Wow.
I mean,
a little wise there, huh?
But I mean, baseball players don't wear hats because they're cool. Because they do, because it helps with the sun, and you're out in the sun. I mean, I get it. I mean, it's definitely an option.
Baseball.
I just think I would probably choose to wear it.
Most of the games are at night. Here's an interesting one for you. I just read this. I forget where. With my luck, it probably wasn't a reputable source. Probably some Facebook farce stuff. But anyway, something along the lines that
I'll fact check you.
According to the rules, apparently, baseball caps are not a required part of the uniform. But if one player wants to wear them, everybody has to wear them. And I said, well, they've worn them since day one. So I don't see how that you can't say that that's a required part of the uniform for Major League Baseball. I find that hard to believe.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that.
No.
Is that like on Mike Menezes' Facebook page or something?
That's great. 2 down in the fourth. And 6 straight retired by Aruda.
Nice play.
Oh, my
by
gosh.
Against some outs. Aruda's really settled in.
It's amazing how it is when you have a lead and you're pitching with a lead, right?
Yeah. It's
Fernandez the batter.
But it goes both ways. I mean, the Durfee batters, we've seen a different approach from them. They're being more aggressive, but it hasn't really worked in their favor.
No, so as they finish the second time through the order here, I would hope that when Silva comes back up, we might be a little more small ballish and a little more selective with the pitches. That third time through, you've seen Aruda twice now, and you're now trailing in the game, so you need some runs. So I would think that the approach may change again a little bit.
And it's 3 runs. It's not.
I know. It's not 11-0.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
You know.
I mean, yeah. Doing the game last game, I thought 11 runs was almost impossible. It just felt that way, and then they came out of nowhere. So
nothing's impossible in high school softball. That's for sure. Diamond, I'll tell you, I've seen some ridiculous numbers, and they have to play 5 innings. I remember there was one game they put up 30-something runs.
Jeez.
It was absurd. There's that outside corner. Strike 3 called against Fernandez. Her second time down on strikes. 7 straight retired by Aruda, and 7 Ks on the day.
Looks like Durfee might be making some changes in the field.
Oh, goody. I love when my lineup card starts to look like a spring training game.
Yeah, that's why I use Game Changer, Evan. I'll tell you, there's no...
I will stick to my pen and paper. I love it.
So you still get a newspaper at home in the morning, or you're free to go on the internet?
No, I didn't say that.
Well,
but for this
it's
purpose,
kind of the same idea.
Nah.
The technology is available, Evan.
Well, if technology is available, we can use it if we wish. I like having the sheets.
Did you come to the game on your horse, or did you drive a car?
Oh, all right.
I mean,
is Dan feeding you these lines from the truck? Because it sounds more like his tone.
No.
Well, Fernandez isn't here, so I know it's not him.
And yeah, Pete didn't tell me either. These are. I'll take credit for these on my own.
Oh, thanks. That's
not
great.
That they were that good. I mean, they probably don't want credit.
I can't. Oh, they're having a blast in there. Yeah, they're laughing. Free admission. Enjoy the show. I don't know. Do we have any changes? Maybe it was just a couple players to warm up. Gonzalez still at second. So good here.
Maybe I'm hearing things, but...
Well, we'll see. Julia Raposa, the leadoff batter. 8-9-1 for the Indians here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
She struck out in her last at bat.
One of 2 strikeouts for Cucci. Nice breaking ball there.
Game Changer told me that.
So did my score sheet. Look at that. Raposa, K.
I said it, yeah.
Come on. Let's go.
Well, I mean, I had that information to the people minutes ago.
Minutes ago, right. You had to search for it. Mine's right here in the open. Can we get a shot of this scores table, please? Oh, my gosh. I can't.
Hope your pen doesn't run out of ink.
Brand new?
Brand new? Oh, good. I mean,
stocked up for the season, dude.
I'm
Hope your battery doesn't die.
Yeah, no, it's 50-50 too. We're at 35%, so hopefully we don't go extra.
You're playing with fire. Lead off walk for Raposa.
Honestly, I start to get nervous. Once we get below 50%, I'm already nervous.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm chasing the charge.
And Apple knows you're doing Game Changers, and we're gonna throttle Chad's phone today.
I know.
Allegedly, I say that allegedly. Paige Martin's the batter. Looks at a bouncer.
I don't think Tim Cook's watching the game. I think he will. Maybe though.
Oh my gosh, well, we've mentioned Apple's name.
Yeah, I know.
So, oh my gosh.
Hopefully the stream's still going.
Well, YouTube is Google, not Apple, so we're okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Fun times here at the Quinn Elementary School.
When I went to Quinn Elementary, it was called the middle school.
Really?
Yes.
Was it this? Oh, that's right, because the high school was up on the hill, which is the middle school. That's right.
So this was my middle school.
That's right. I always forget that the high school was right here.
Yeah, we didn't have as much playground equipment as they do now. And
I know. I showed up, and it's like the school day's ending, and it looked like field day here. Everybody was outside. They were having a blast.
just big DCTV fans.
Yeah. It's nice. Had a couple of the kids come over and say, "What's this?" I said, "Oh, it's a scoreboard. You know, scorebook
I
here."
have no idea what that is. They're
Yeah.
like, you write on
so
paper?
Great to see the paper.
You
Yeah,
ever heard
pen
of
and
a
paper.
Chromebook or something? Like, yeah, they left you some money. They're like, this poor guy needs a Chromebook. He has no idea what the internet is.
You can't. Oh, wait till we get off the air.
That's all right.
Back-to-back walks for Cucci to start the fourth inning. Aruda steps up for the third time, walked and caught stealing in the first. Infield single in the second, 1 for 1. Oh and 2. Cucci with quite a few walks today. 5 by my count to shortstop. Throw to third for the force out. Great decision right there from Jacob. Love the play. Get the lead runner.
So what I like about it is you can tell she thought about it before the hit. That's what when you're coaching, you're always telling the kids, the time in between pitches was when you make that decision. If the ball comes to me, where am I going? She already knew exactly where.
She knew. Yeah.
Because there was no hesitation. Like you said, the base pass, there's not that much time to make a decision. So you have to get that decision out really quickly.
And clearly that was, from the bench. Coach Ferreira, I mean, softball, baseball, you're always hearing, it's not just at the high school level, it's not just signs and stuff. They're yelling out. There's verbal communication that you can hear. And Coach Ferreira always one of the more verbal coaches when it comes to some of those directives.
He's been their coach for a long time.
Long time, yeah.
I mean, I wonder. This game is between Coach Arguin and him. There's probably been quite a few of these.
Yeah, long tenure for both of them. I don't think there was anybody between. I believe Ferreira took over after Winarski, so that's over 15 years ago. That's going back to I want to say 07, 08 maybe, something like that. So at least 15, 16 years ago, I would say. I'm guessing. I don't know the exact. I wasn't around at the time. I was up in college, so I really was kind of out of the loop with Durfee stuff. But I know during that time that there was the change made. So 1 out, first and second. It's Raposa at second. Excuse me. Oh, I said that wrong. Martin's at second, and Aruda at first because Raposa was the lead runner.
Base runners went on that one.
Yes, they did.
We got second and third. 2 runners in scoring position for the Indians. They try to squeeze out a few more runs.
That last out I actually missed. Was that
a strikeout?
It was the strikeout. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. That's what I thought. Because I didn't see anything go in play, but I was reading off the names here. So
you were right.
Third strikeout for Cucci as Cabral went down. Carberry, the batter, now with 2 down, and another tough spot for Cucci. A lot of pressure pitches here over these last couple innings.
Like you said with Cucci, when she's in the zone, she's hard to hit. But it's the pitches like that kind of
some inconsistencies with
but she's pitched really well and she can change speeds. She's really hard to hit when she's finding the strike zone.
Well, for someone who wasn't coming into the season expecting to be like the pitcher, and it's a walk, third walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded with 2 down. That's the second time that Carberry has walked. She's been on 3 times. She's 1 for 1 with 2 walks. And now Raposa coming up, who scored in her last at-bat.
Yeah, this situation probably, you have those outfielders deep because Raposa can put it out there.
Yeah, dangerous hitter here, the cleanup hitter. Raposa reached on an error last time up. That was on the double play attempt.
Yep.
and then ultimately scored the 4th run of the game for the Indians. Ahead in the count 1-0.
Just outside.
Yeah, a little outside. That ball, though, if that was just a little over the plate, that was hanging up there.
Yeah, it was.
That was a dangerous pitch. And timeout called now, as Parisi going out to talk to Cucci, who's fallen behind again. A 2-0 count on the batter.
Yeah, and Coach Arguin's talking to Raposa. At this point, you got your big bat up. There's no taking. I mean, you're still aggressive. Bases loaded, a chance to really break this game open.
And since you took the lead, Aruda has shut Durfee down. So at this point, you have all the momentum. Take a couple swings. If you commit the last out, you're still up by 3.
You got the hitter's count. You're going to get a strike, something to hit.
Snap toward a third. Close play. Man, that's awfully close. Wow. Almost got Martins.
Martins, was leaning. Ooh, it was closer than I thought.
It was really close.
Yeah, good job by Page getting under the tag, but that was that was scary.
2-1. Chopper.
Bobbled, but
got the out.
She makes the play.
Wow. Tough play.
Nice play.
And Durfee escapes without allowing a run.
You'll see here a little bobble by the third baseman, but she still makes a really strong throw.
That's a great play. Great play.
Strong throw to save a couple runs. Great play. Ends the threat. Durfee gets out of a jam. We still got a close game.
It is.
4.
It's a close game. 4 in the books. Just a 3-run game with your Indians on top 5-2. 5th inning coming up. Stay tuned. There we go. Our hardworking crew there on your screen as we come back live, getting you the shots of today's action. 5th inning and top of the order for the Hilltoppers. Rachel Silva has scored both runs for Durfee today.
It's gotten really cold out.
Yeah, breeze picking up a little bit.
If you wore shorts, you're probably really regretting it right
Exactly, I know. Good thing you came prepared, Chad.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I didn't even think twice.
You forgot the battery charger for the phone, but you came prepared clothing-wise, which is good.
I know.
Silva retired for the first time today. That is 8 in a row, set down by Aruda. Last batter to reach was Julia Rumsey, who comes up to the plate now.
I'm just glad you brought that pen and paper.
I'm loving it. So great. So tactile. It's just wonderful. Grounded a second. And we've gone one time through the order. 9 in a row retired by Aruda. 2 very quick outs here in the 5th inning as we take a look at this ground out.
It's a replay, and basically the last 2 plays have been pretty much the exact same thing. Pomfret making a nice play and making the out. She does a good job of, I mean, when you're at second base, you know you have a little more time.
Yeah.
Just get your body set, make the right play. Good job by her.
And your body's kind of in position, too, because you're,
Well,
you're throwing motion to first base. Your body's already set in the right angles. You don't have to turn yourself necessarily.
Yeah.
Either when you're when you're at second base. So, no throwing across the body or anything like that, or on the run. Pitch called a strike. Another one that's a little. I don't know.
I think that was called a ball.
It was a ball. I thought he called a strike. He's been consistent though with that.
Yeah. No, he has. I mean,
Jacob has struck out twice, and she's up here with 2 down, so she has not enjoyed the strike zone today. Foul back to the fence.
She hits it right back.
You're right. That was a 2-0, so it wasn't a ball. So now 2-1 the count.
Oh, so I was wrong, actually. Yeah.
So how many tabs you going to go back on that now?
Yeah, just draining more batteries. What I'm doing.
So great.
Swinging it.
2-2. Well, you brought something up about something I never really thought about, but the color of the softball. It's it's like tennis ball green.
Yeah.
Why change the softball, which is bigger than a baseball, if we're worried about?
Well, I actually do understand it, and it makes sense to me. But they don't do that in other sports.
No,
but it does make it makes sense. I mean, it's easier.
It does.
It's easier to see, but I don't remember it always being that way.
Yeah. 10 straight batters retired by Aruda.
Fly ball to center. Cabral, nice job getting there, making the play.
Yep, since getting her lead, she's been untouchable. She's pitched 3 straight perfect innings, some lineouts, a couple pop-ups, a couple groundouts, and 3 strikeouts. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings have been perfect for Aruda.
So now we got Dartmouth with Hannah Garcia leading off in the bottom of the inning. She's 1 for 2. She had a really big hit last inning.
Yeah, she ripped one to the fence there. Probably the hardest hit ball of the day.
Yeah, she was a foot away from, or maybe probably a foot away from a homer there. So she's seen Kudo well today. Kuchi, sorry, and it's if you're Dartmouth 5-2. I mean, I know they've been in command, but this game's it's not over. I mean, 5-2 is far from a big lead. So they've threatened quite a bit, but they've been unable to get the last inning. They didn't score, so they got to get some more runs if they want to feel comfortable going into these later innings. We got 6 more outs for Durfee.
Yeah, I mean, Kuchi did her job last inning. She walked herself literally into trouble, but some good defensive plays, some big pitches. She got out of it. She kept Durfee within, a 3-run lead here, or a deficit, I should say.
For the most part, the Durfee defense has been really good. I mean,
it's just been well-placed, batted balls, basically. Those couple choppers, as we talked about, we've seen a lot of them up the third base line that have gone like 10, 15 feet, and you can't make a play on those. Turned on, sent foul over the lights. Wow. Really turned on that one. Garcia with a very big bat.
Yeah, that's in the prickers over there.
Yeah, not coming back. Yeah, Garcia, Lancaster, and Pomfret expected to bat here in this bottom of the 5th inning. In Dartmouth's first conference game of the year.
It's back.
Wow, way to go.
Some dedicated fans.
I know, really.
Good for them. Save the school department some money.
Well, they have cut that back. When you can actually see the water that's back there now.
Oh, really?
Hard hit, opposite way on the ground. Almost a cue ball in a way, but right off the end of the bat, right on the ground for the leadoff single.
Nice job by Hannah Garcia, continuing to hit the ball. I mean, that was more well-placed than hit hard, but sometimes, I mean, it ends up with the same result. Single for her. Dartmouth with their leadoff man on base.
Pomfret.
Bunt.
That's a great bunt. They'll get the out. Runner goes.
Hannah Garcia going to third.
Well, nobody was at third.
Because and that's why you that's why you bunt right there. The reason why Coach Arguin bunts right there is unless you have a wheel play in place there, the bunt brings the third baseman down charging, so no one's covering third. The shortstop has to cover third on that play. And in that case, Hannah Garcia saw that no one was covering, so it's an easy, uncontested play at third base.
And that's the problem, is that we knew Rumsey was playing in already. So it's Jacob's job to get to third and be waiting there, and nobody was there.
Yep.
So that's definitely a negative play right there, and one that Coach will certainly address, especially if the run comes across here.
Because now the run can score on just a base hit or even a grounder. So that's a great job by Hannah Garcia getting to third.
So Pomfret, the batter, reached base on a walk and scored the second run of the day. Grounded out to short last time. Another wild pitch,
Garcia's
and the third run to score on a wild pitch today. 6-2 Dartmouth.
Hannah Garcia with an easy read because it goes right behind the batter.
It's another example, though, Chad, is that right there. Wild pitch would have only moved to the third.
Yep.
It would not have scored the run.
That's why that heads-up base running by Garcia, that's huge.
That's a frustrating one right there for Durfee.
But that's a great call by Beth Argon calling for that bunt right there.
Yeah.
To get that bunt, bringing that third baseman in, getting to third base on that changed the whole complexion of the inning.
100%. Full count after that breaking ball gets over for strike two. Julia Raposa on deck. Payoff pitch from Cucci. Roped down the line, foul.
Just foul.
Just foul.
She was all over it, but right call by the ump. She just missed it down in left field. And if that ball does land fair, she's running. She might have had a triple out of that.
Oh, yeah. That would have been 3. No doubt about it. Just a long foul ball. Yeah. Popped up. Cucci coming back. Jacob
nice play.
Hangs on to it. Nice play there from Jacob.
And what made that play interesting was because she kind of hit it off the handle, so the defensive player doesn't react to it as quickly because you don't often get a pitch like that.
Right.
She just hit it off the handle. Nice diving play to get the out.
So 2 down now, and Julia Raposa, the batter, 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Was erased on a force play at third last time up. That's going to miss. 2-0. Behind in the count again. That'll bounce. 3-0. Paige Martin's on deck.
She needed that one.
Called strike there. You can tell that Raposa was taking all the way. Now 3-1. Swings through it. Good breaking ball. That was perfect placement. So worked it back to full. And now we battle. 3-2. That'll miss. 2-out walk as Raposa is on for the second time.
Catcher Paige Martin's having to take off that gear now. She had her shin guards on just in case the inning was over.
8 walks by my count with that last one for Cucci. And Martins has 2 of them unofficially, or I should say officially, no at-bats because the walk's a free pass. She's had just 2 plate appearances. walked and scored in the second, walked and left to third in the fourth, and now up with 2 down and a runner on. Upstairs, that'll miss. And Martins really makes this strike zone get small, really crouches.
The ump going to talk to the...
I guess doesn't like the reaction. Now I know why I got to look. Because I actually said something. Cucci getting a little frustrated, I guess. I didn't really see anything.
Neither did I, to be honest with you.
Snap throw to first is not in time.
Nice aggressive play by the catcher. Trying to catch her leaning at first, and she almost does.
Yeah.
Good play.
Well, it's almost happened.
But that's a great read by the catcher. She sees her leaning towards second. That's when you make the throw.
Yeah.
You have to have confidence in your first baseman to slap that tag on.
Right. Full count here, 3-2. Payoff pitch from Cucci is going to miss again. Another walk. So the 8 and 9 hitters in this lineup today have accounted for 5 walks. That's tough. Coach Ferreira coming out to talk to Cucci as the lineup card turns over again, and we're back to the top with Aruda coming up.
And, I mean, for any pitcher, those are the outs you have to get. 8 and 9, and to be walking them, and that gives Dartmouth a ton of momentum, getting the top of the order with runners on bases. So
it doesn't make your life any easier, that's for sure.
Those are must-get batters if you're a pitcher. When those spots in the order, that's you definitely don't want to give them free passes. At least you want to at least get them hitting the ball, swinging at pitches. To be walking them is kind of this big self-inflicted wound for their pitcher. And she put herself in a tough spot here. 2 on for Aruda. She's going to stay in the game.
Aruda has been on 3 times in 3 different ways. A walk to lead off the game, an infield single in the second, and last time reaching on a fielder's choice. And then it's ball 1 from Cucci. That will miss as well. Ball 3, runners will move up.
Aruda with another chance to open this game up. 2 runners in scoring position.
Ball 4.
Ball 4.
4-pitch walk and 3rd straight walk. It's number 10 on the day.
Cabral coming up. She's 1 for 3 on the day.
0 for 3.
0 for 3?
0 for 3. 2 ground outs and a strikeout.
Oh. Sometimes, I guess.
Here we go. Step on the bag.
Works.
And it's 5 unassisted on 1 pitch. And amazingly, again, despite kind of getting into self-inflicted trouble, as you said, Cucci limits it to just 1 run, stranding the bases loaded again.
That's a big out.
Huge.
I'm sure a big sigh of relief, because now if you're the coach, you got to just remind him it's 4 runs.
I know.
We got it.
We just need a rally.
So Dartmouth with a 6-2 lead after 5.
Yeah, late innings coming up here. We'll head to the top of the 6th with the Indians up 6-2. Top 6 here as Aruda back in the circle with a 6-2 lead to work with. Very different looking game from Tuesday for these Indians, who were down 11-0 going into the 6th inning on Tuesday against their town rivals from Bishop Stang, the Spartans. But here, since taking the lead, not relinquishing it, Durfee trying to chip away. That's headed towards the truck and out of play. So some bonus coverage tomorrow. UMass Dartmouth softball here on DCTV, Chad.
Yep, and UMass Dartmouth softball, and then on Monday, girls lacrosse.
Nice.
Against Fairhaven.
Nice.
It's been nice to get in it.
Rope to right. That is out of reach. Possibly a ball Raposa could have gotten to.
Tough play.
But the sun, again, she's got a visor on. The sun, but the sun could be a problem. Let's see. Problem for me with the monitor.
That ball was crushed.
Oh, yeah, well out of reach. So just an illusion from where we are. Leadoff double for Nia Boone. Second time on base today.
And they haven't squared many up on Mega and Aruda. That was a...
Yeah.
They really barreled that ball.
That broke up a string of 10 in a row set down by Aruda. So what a great job in the middle part of the innings, the middle part of the game to really take Durfee out of it offensively.
And all that after a pretty rough start. I mean, I remember when she was in the second and she got out of a base-loaded jam. And nice bunt. Aruda.
Safe. Oh, that was close. And let's see what the replay says on this.
How close it was, Evan. Nice bunt. Great play by Aruda. Ooh, I think she was safe.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I wouldn't.
No contest, but
I wouldn't have given you that unless I was 100% sure. I think I think that was definitely safe.
So it goes as a sack bunt. But man, that's
a tough play.
Yeah. 2-3 on that catcher.
Yeah, pitcher to catcher. So
pitcher to catcher. Pitcher to first. 1-3.
1-3.
Okay, gotcha. Cucci, the pitcher, takes a strike. Can help herself out here and get Boone home. Cut the lead in half with one down. Cucci 0 for 2. A fly out or pop up to shallow center. Played by Cabral, and then a strikeout looking last time. Right at us. Thank you for the fence. You were not prepared at all.
No. I had my hands in
You're looking down at a game changer. Your hands are in the pocket. I mean, you would have taken one like John Sterling right off the face.
I mean, I would think if there wasn't a fence in front of me, I might not be looking down as much. But
that's true.
I mean, it's knowing.
But you were not ready for that.
It's knowing your surroundings. I know that there's a fence in front of me. Ooh.
That was a very generous call for Aruda, who has now picked up 8 Ks on the day, and a second time Cucci down looking. And it's 2 down here in the 6th, and Gonzalez comes up having struck out twice, 0 for 2.
It was on the corner, but that corner's been a strike all game. Like at this point, we're in the top of the 6th.
Oh, it has.
We're in the top of the 6th. Whether it's a ball or a strike, it's been a strike all game.
Right.
You play it like it's a strike because
right.
it's being called a strike. So I think it's been consistent on both sides.
It has. I just don't like it. It's well off the plate. That's just me. But to your point, yes, it's been a strike all game. It has been consistent. So the hitters need to protect it.
Yeah,
they need to protect it, 100%. Aruda trying to strand Boone at third. That'll get away to the backstop. Boone breaking for the plate.
Easy play, man.
And she will score.
Just off the mitt of Paige Martins. It was high, but it was a catchable ball. It just kind of went off the mitt of Martins.
So that is the 4th run of the day, scored by either a wild pitch or a pass ball. How's that for an interesting stat? Half the runs, basically. So pass ball. One of the rare miscues from Aruda, but now base is empty. Gonzalez takes the strike, and it's a full count. Aruda trying to end the inning here. Ball 4. Now, see, was that not kind of similar to the last pitch that was called strike 3?
It was a little more outside. A little more outside.
All right.
I felt confident it was a ball.
To me, it didn't feel as outside. It felt lower.
Yeah, that I agree. I agree.
Okay.
Yep.
Gonzalez on base for the first time. It's a 2-out walk. That is just the second walk of the day issued by Aruda. First one came way back in the first inning. And now Parisi, the catcher, stepping in. 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order.
Here. Just in.
Yeah.
I mean, she had some.
There was time.
There was time.
But 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the Hilltoppers order.
Martin's doing a good job of keeping her honest.
Oh, off the glove.
Easy.
Oh,
no.
thrown out.
Oh, no. That's a play where she should have just tagged the bag.
Yeah.
Let's watch the replay.
A lot of indecision.
I mean, she was so close that the shortstop doesn't know if she's going to flip it to her overhand or underhand.
Yeah.
And she could have just tagged the bag. She had enough time.
Had to redirect a bit because it was off the glove of Aruda, and I think that might have fumbled it up. So with Gonzalez and Parisi reaching base, this is the first time that anybody 6, 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order had reached. They were before that 0 for 9 on the day, the whole bottom half of the lineup for Durfee. So
and that's been that's a major factor because on the other side of the spectrum, Dartmouth has had a lot. Dartmouth 7, 8, 9 batters have been on base all game.
It's a pinch hitter here for Durfee as well. It appears to be Sam Aruda, number 11, pinch hitting for Fernandez, who's gone down on strikes twice. And she goes down on strikes. So making quick work of the pinch hitter is Aruda. And Durfee strands 2 runners. They do get a run back. Some offensive noise made by Durfee for the first time in 3 innings. It's a 6-3 game as Dartmouth comes up to bat here in the bottom of the 6th.
So right now, Dartmouth coming up with their 3, 4, 5, 6 batters trying to do some damage, add to their lead. And Cucci struggled a little bit with her control, so I'm sure they're coming out. Let her throw strikes. Relatively patient because I think there was 9 walks so far.
I think it was up to 10 after. I think it went to 10 after last inning.
So if you're Dartmouth,
10 walks.
If you're Dartmouth, the patient approach is probably the way to go at this point.
Yeah, because the way that Aruda is pitching, 3 runs should be enough to hold you. And if you get any more, I mean, you're just helping yourself out, making it easier for her as she looks for a complete game win here. Cucci's been a trooper today, though. I mean, really, the pitching situation is just every year. It's very tough. The numbers are just not there, and that's the biggest struggle for Coach Ferreira and the Hilltoppers over these last, say, 5, 6 years. It's been really difficult to have consistency when you don't have pitching depth and you rely on the same people every game. Last year was not as bad, but the year before there was some really tough games. Like we're talking Mercy Rule, 15-0, 16-1, 5-inning games because it was just out of it before you could even get into it. Makes it tough.
To her credit, she's over 120 pitches into her outing.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm always amazed of how many pitches they can throw. Because it really, I know it's not as strenuous on your elbow as they throw in a baseball, but at the same time, it's tiring. Like that's a tough motion on your body. So credit to both pitchers. I mean, I know Megan threw a ton of pitches just a couple days ago.
Yeah,
and she's back out here today. She's kept her pitch count decent today, but I mean,
she had a lot of quick outs in the middle innings.
But it really is incredible how many pitches that they can throw in a game. 2-0
the count here to the leadoff batter in the 6th. It's Aubrey Carberry, Liv Raposa. And Hannah Garcia, big part of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5.
Carberry waiting for a strike to start swinging.
Three and 1.
It's high.
Yeah, that'll miss. Carberry wasn't totally sure. Waited for the final call there.
It's always a good idea.
Really.
You don't want to show up the umpire and then get them on your bad side.
Third time in the game she has walked. It's number 11 for Cucci.
Nice job by Parisi. Holding Carberry at first.
That one fouled off.
That was clearly one of those off-speed pitches because Raposo was way out in front.
Well, next up for Dartmouth, they have on Monday, road game at Brockton, 4 o'clock. Then they're back home here next Wednesday against New Bedford. Drilled to center and misplayed by Rumsey. Went for the basket catch. It was falling fast and not able to squeeze the glove on it.
Nice job by Raposa. I mean, liner to center, very catchable ball. Frustrating if you're a pitcher, but
yeah.
I mean, the ball was frozen rope. So, I mean, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. So Brockton Monday on the road. Wednesday back home against New Bedford High. Then Friday on the road at New Bedford Volk. And then Bridgewater Raynham on Monday, May 6th to finish off this first round of conference play. And then the rematch very quickly is the 10th. So it's not too far away. That's a night game at Durfee, Friday, May 10th. For the Hilltoppers, their next couple games are as follows. They got Middleborough, a rematch from opening day, which they lost 8-0. That's a road game on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, home against Brockton. Friday the 3rd, home against Canton. That's sent to center pretty deep. Rumsey makes the play that time.
Nice job by
And
Rumsey.
they hold the runner, too. Nice job there. Garcia gives it a ride again on the flyout.
Nice job by Rumsey, as we've seen a few times this week doing games.
Yeah.
That ball, she did a good job rebounding on the next play. Tough luck on the last play. Didn't hang her head. Came back, made a big out right there. Because, I mean, if she was hanging her head on that one,
yeah.
So good job by her.
Came right back and made the play. Durfee will see New Bedford on Monday, May 6th at home. They see Bridgewater Raynham on May 8th to wrap up their first round. That's a bloop to right and in for a single.
And Carberry coming in for the
score. No rush at all from Fernandez to even get the ball back in. Just conceded the run. You got to make those plays and hustle baseball. Get the ball back into the infield.
Yeah, that
Sheesh.
Nothing good happens with the outfielder holding the baseball.
No, I know, and it's like
if
you see it's a bloop, so you know there's going to be a play at the plate right then and there. Just get the ball in. That's very frustrating.
Yeah, just like we said before, that's as much a mental error as a physical error.
Yeah.
We have to know as an outfielder, that ball has to get into the infield. The second you get it, holding on to the ball is only just giving the base runners time to run around the bases.
So a tough break for Durfee there. 7-3 the score. Runners at the corners, 1 down. The RBI single there from Lancaster. I mean, I'm certainly counting it as an RBI because the runner was coming home. So it was just whether there's going to be a play at the plate or not.
Yeah, I don't know that whether they would have had the play at the plate either way, but at the same time, you got to put yourself in position to have the play at the plate.
Aruda takes the sure out at first. Probably would have been time to go home and do a tag. I mean, that was surprising too.
Let's look at it here. I mean, yeah, she probably should have gone home there. I mean, the runner was about halfway home.
Yeah.
At that point, you probably have to go home with it, especially in a game like this where every run right now is so big.
So that makes it a 5-run cushion, largest deficit of the day, or for Durfee, largest lead for Dartmouth, however you want to look at it. 2 runs here home in this 6th inning. With 1 on now, Lancaster at second, Julia Raposa the batter with 2 down.
They're wrong.
Another walk. And taking second on after the ball got away. So more. This is now where we're starting to see the run. The game's getting away. So now mentally starting to check out a little bit, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're Dartmouth and you take advantage, you see them
home to second without even thinking about it.
And there's 2 outs, so I mean that second and third play. I mean, you get the out at second. It ends the inning.
That was Raposa's 3rd walk of the day, by the way. And now Martin's up. She's walked 3 times. So that's your 8 and 9 hitters for Dartmouth on 6 times thanks to free passes. 1 run has scored.
That's a big boost to the Dartmouth lineup. They did it last game as well.
Chopper to first. A lot of spin on it. Boone will get there in time to end the 6th inning. Everybody got 4 plate appearances for Dartmouth today, 3 unassisted. And the Indians, from a batting standpoint, most likely done for
Martins
the day.
goes with the pitch, but Boone, nice job defensively getting the out.
We head to the 7th inning. Aruda looking to finish off a complete game victory here against Durfee. Stay with us. All right, folks, top 7. Dartmouth closing in on a win that will get them back to 500. 2 home wins this week. 3 and 4 coming into today looking for this 4th victory. Got 2 insurance runs. Not that I feel they really needed it, but now a 5-run cushion.
Doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt. Rachel Silva, the leadoff batter, top of the lineup for Durfee here in the 7th. She's been on twice and scored 2 of the 3 Durfee runs. Aruda with that first pitch here in the 7th. Now at 90 pitches. Not even at 100 yet because of some of those very fast at-bats that we saw in the middle innings where she had that string of 10 in a row retired. Really played to her favor after, as you said, a lot of pitches on Tuesday.
Yeah, she's calmed the bats down. I mean, early on, it just looked like the Durfee bats were going to get to her, and she settled right in. And then after the second, she gave up 1 run the rest of the way. and she's pretty much been in control. I have 9 strikeouts already for her. Another really impressive performance.
Bunt will go foul. That's the second strike. So don't expect to see...
I guess the bunt's off.
Yeah, don't expect to see Silva trying to bunt again. We'll see, but I would not expect that.
Maybe we'll have that Ichiro type swinging again. She's
that was awesome.
She's impressive. She's fast, and there it is again.
There it is. Great leadoff hitter. That was strike 3. She's going to reach without a problem. So that's the 10th strikeout for Aruda, but it will still be a runner on. She reaches on the wild pitch. So Durfee with the leadoff hitter on base. Julia Rumsey, the batter.
Dartmouth can't take this for granted right now. That you have them where you want them. Now you got to put Durfee away.
Strike 1 as Rumsey pulled the bunt back.
Seems Durfee's going back to where they had success early in the game. Now you're seeing a little more small ball, a little more trying to manufacture runs.
I would have liked to see that in the 4th inning, in the 5th inning, not now. Do it.
I thought if they had the strategy all game, it would be a much closer game.
Ooh, close play.
And she's safe, right?
She is safe.
But see, that's what I mean about small ball. You're putting so much pressure on the defense. That's a tough play to make. Anytime the first baseman has to throw it right up the line with the runner. She's trying to throw it. She doesn't want to hit the runner, so she's throwing it above her.
Brought her off the bag. That's why.
That's putting pressure on the other team.
So Mia Jacob at the dish, looking to change her fortunes. Number 3 hitter, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. And in a big spot here, you don't want to concede runs, but I mean, drop a bunt down again. Why not? Oh, another wild pitch. Well, that'll work as a bunt. Just as good as a bunt. Runners move up on the wild pitch.
Let's see. Ball gets away from Martins. Durfee putting some pressure on Aruda here for the first time in a while.
I know. Corners in. Outside. 2-1. That'll miss. 3-1.
You can see Aruda slowing it down a little bit, taking her time. Checking her notes.
That's in the dirt. Durfee has the bases loaded with nobody out. And it'll bring up Nia Boone, who's really hit the ball well twice today, 2 for 3 on the day. The only Durfee hitter other than Silva with 2 hits on the day, and she scored last time up. One swing of the bat, it's a 1-run game, Chad.
Big spot.
Oh, and she was going for it, too.
Oh, she's going to take her hacks here.
I mean, she hit it hard to right field at double last time up, last inning.
This is a perfect spot for Durfee. Got your cleanup hitter up. She's having a great game.
In the dirt, wild pitch. Blue gets in the way, coming home, safe at home. Ball gets away. They will hold the runners. Wise decision. We don't need the first out at home.
Yeah, I mean, on a play like that, a play at the plate, ideally you'd want to have the second baseman backing up that throw just in case that exact situation happens.
Yeah.
Those plays at the plate are tough. I mean, Aruda and the runner nearly collided there.
So Silva scores for the 3rd time in the game. Boone looking at waiting on a 1-1 now after that wild pitch.
I'll tell you, Silva's had a really good game. She's put Dartmouth on the. She's given Dartmouth a lot of trouble, especially once she gets on. She's scary on the base paths. And we've seen it multiple times already today.
Yeah, I mean the key is getting her in because she does get on. Boone with another big cut, swinging through it, and it's 1-2. Kat Rumsey on deck.
She's not just trying to hit this ball. She wants to put it out of here.
Yeah, she wants that ball. She wants to send it over the fence.
She's trying to make it an 8-7 game.
In the air to right center. Going to be a tough play. It's a gapper. 2 runs coming home for Durfee. Boone running through to third. Play at third. It's going to be not in time. She gets in away from the tag.
It looked like it was going to be a close play.
It really did.
I couldn't tell from here if she was able to get the tag on, but I'll tell you, Boone crushed the ball. Like we said, she went up not thinking. She was hacking. She was looking to get a big hit, and she does.
Oppo again.
Big triple for Boone, and we got ourselves.
There's still nobody out.
No, 8-6.
8-6, and how big are those runs now when we talk about last inning, right? And some of the mental errors that Durfee committed in the field.
Yep.
How big are those 2 runs? This is why you gotta play to the final out.
The bunt.
Wow.
Boone coming in. I mean, it's a tough, like we've said, those bunts are tough plays, but it makes you wonder why, like we said, why they haven't been doing that all game, because the Dartmouth defense has really struggled to make that play, the bunt play. I know Aruta's made 1.
Yeah.
But it is such a hard play throwing up the first base line that, I mean, you kind of wonder if they had kept that the innings where they've employed that strategy, they've had a lot of success.
Yeah. 1-2. In the air to shallow left center. This could be trouble.
Nice
it is
play.
not. That's a great play from Lancaster, who came in. Boone not able to tag and score, so a big first out. It does not produce a run.
If you're a Aruta, that's a big sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Get that out, get that first out of the inning, and now you 2 more outs here, and Aruta and the Indians walk away with a win. But you still got that runner at third.
Coochie, the pitcher, can make it a 1-run game. She can tie it if she sends one out.
She's the tying run at the plate.
Yeah, but at the very least, what you're looking for is a base hit to keep the inning going. Starts off behind 0-1 after first pitch strike from Aruta. That's down and away.
Nice job by Martins, because right now you have that runner. That's a big run at third. You don't want to give her the free run, so nice job by Paige. Nice defense.
Coochie 0 for 3. Has gone down looking in her last 2 at-bats. She popped out to center. Shallow center in the first. Goes hacking that one way upstairs and is now down 1-2.
Yeah, that's one she probably wants to have back.
Yeah, 2-1 is a big difference from
1-2.
1-2, yeah. Aruta trying to take care of her. That is just going to miss. Snap throw down to third. Boone back safely. Two. On the ground. Tough play. Coochie's going to reach. Boone will score, and the inning continues.
We got a little bit of a collision at the plate there.
Yeah.
Boone, it was nothing intentional, but she definitely bumped Martins over there.
Yeah. Martins didn't exactly move out of the way either.
Yeah, tough play, because I think she was watching the play at first. And
that's what I mean, because you knew the ball wasn't coming to her, so Boone quick to check on her, make sure she was okay. So Coochie reaches, and it is a 1-run game. 1 out. And we have Skylar Gibson will pinch hit for Gonzalez, who was to this point 0 for 2 with a walk. Gonzalez was in the box, practically.
So, yeah, if you're Gibson, you've been sitting on the bench all game. This is a big spot to come in.
I know, interesting. Interesting decision there. But the pinch hitter coming up.
I'm thinking there might be a bunt. Right
Yeah.
here.
I wonder.
And I was wrong.
You were wrong.
Not
Coming
the first,
back.
Not the first.
And a foul ball. That one lined foul off the fence as well.
Skylar Gibson hasn't played yet until this at bat, but a chance to be a hero. Come off the bench and get tie up this game for Durfee.
She put the bat on the ball twice, even though it was foul. Strike 3 is that outside. That's not the last out of the inning.
It's 2 down.
2 down now. And that is the 10th strikeout for Aruda on the
I'll
day.
tell you, none bigger than that one.
That was a big strikeout. Parisi, the last chance for Durfee, 0 for 2. Reached on an error last time. Skies it out, shallow right. And that's game. Squeezed by Pomfret. And Durfee making noise at the end. A lot of noise at the end, but unable to finish off the comeback. Another high-scoring 1-run loss for the Hilltoppers, who dropped to 1-6. Dartmouth up to 4-4 now, winning 2 at home this week.
Big out. Thankfully, she didn't lose it in the sun. Makes it easy fly out to end the game.
Yeah, I mean, the quick reaction thoughts here, because I haven't seen Durfee yet this year, to be honest with you. So this was my first look at them, and those little mental breaks of like getting down and not forgetting. You got to have a short memory. You got to forget about it. And some of those mental errors, the wild pitches.
That
allowed 3 runs.
A lot of walks, and as we said earlier, the walks to the lower parts of the Dartmouth order aren't helpful because they gave the top of the order a chance to drive them in. So Durfee played really well, and if they offensively, they seemed to be at their best when they were playing small ball. And Boone with a huge hit this inning.
Huge hit. But I look at that 5th and 6th inning, man, that some of those runs, especially in the 6th inning, those last 2 runs that Dartmouth got, which ended up being the difference, they're just too much kind of lackadaisical play. It's like, oh, well, we're down by 4. Now we're down by 5. And it starts the mental game of it that I think, honestly, is a big factor now in costing Durfee the chance here, because you keep even just one of those runs off the board. Well, now we're tied. Game's totally different situation, but now the game's over. So there's a lot of woulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Of course, we can analyze anything and analyze every pitch, but there were a lot of runs given away by Durfee in this one.
And for Dartmouth, we did 2 games this week.
Yeah.
2 one-run wins. Very different wins.
Yeah.
They were very much in control of this one for most of the game. Last game we saw the comeback. So Megan Aruda made the pitches when she had to. Good job by Dartmouth. You take the win. Like you said, their first conference game of the year, big win.
Well, that's going to do it. Chad Amaral and I wish you a great weekend. From all of us here at DCTV, the Dartmouth Indians victorious against their conference opponent, the Durfee Hilltoppers. They take it and hang on for the 8-7 victory. Good night, everyone.